Hi guys, welcome to March. I like this month. It's always a false spring in northern New England. I mean, we're like, yay, it's spring. And then it drops into the teens again. But it's time change and it's the equinox. And for me, the equinox is as much a holiday as any other holiday, really, that the solstice is in the equinox. And I think there's something particularly poignant about the spring equinox. It's just the return of the light. Hallelujah. I mean, night has its place. And in fact, in honor of, that's the star card. This is a beautiful deck. I think it's called the Night Goddess. And all the kings and queens are women. So, Women's History Month. I just thought I'd celebrate women. And I have to say, preponderance of the channel membership is female, according to the little YouTube demographic thing. And, or people who identify as female. And also, I really get the impression that the men, a lot of the men, or those few men who subscribe, are really exceptional men who aren't threatened by women, are in touch with their feminine side. In other words, the softer aspect, the receptive aspect, not the, so here's to the fairer sex in all her glory. The other thing that came to mind was the idea of the eye of a storm at the very center, where it's of the tornado or whatever it is. It's, a very fierce storm. At the eye is the calm place. And I just think that's an interesting phenomenon. I think it plays out in other ways too. That there's a way in which, if you're in a totally chaotic situation, you can find that a still point at the center, and it's at your center. So I don't know what else. Oh, and lion and lamb. In like a lion, out like a lamb. Two of Swords. That could be, it's one way or the other. It's a crossroads. She's using her, she, he, they, using their sword as a kind of, what are those things called in Star Wars? The light saber. It's an energy, it speaks to an energy of choice or discernment. And she's blindfolded. In Rider-Waite, also blindfolded. And that could be taken two ways. It could be justice as an impartial, this might be a kind of a slightly cold choice. Or somebody who's blindfolded with the sword, almost like leaning toward the intuitive. Here we go. Eight of Wands. These are really thick cards, so I can feel that there are two. They did not want to separate. And they are Eight of Wands and the Fool. No, I'm sorry. I think that says 6, which would make it the Lovers. Here we go. Let me just double check, because the imagery doesn't speak to me of the Lovers, of choice or that kind of connection. But that's indeed what it is. That's really interesting. And in this one, it's called the Wayfarer. So we have, you know, this choice of direction, this crossroads energy, and then a Lovers, which is a card of choice as well, in air energy. It's just not your typical match pair or yin yang energy. Okay. And all the candles, you know, the sort of enlightenment aspect of swords. And Eight of Wands, this card of communication, back and forth, passionate, not analytical communication. It may be somebody deciding to communicate, you know, I'm going to say with their other half. They're choosing to do that. And it's a big deal. It starts them on a journey, you know, that will change their whole worldview. It's almost like the Fool card. Okay, tell us more. Ace of Cups. Under Two of Swords. You know, which way, which way did love go? Which way did it go? Which way did this opportunity go? But it's also, it can be about self-love. You know, do I choose self-love? Tell us more about this Ace of Cups, please. It's water energy. Two of Cups. It's water energy, indeed. And in this, it's almost like a card of Libra with the scales. But I often say about the Libra card, which has the scales, it's a card about relationship of one side of the scales to the other. And they aren't exactly even Steven, but this is a dynamic, you know, scales don't stay this way. Depending on the relationship, the balance will change. It's dynamic, it's balance. It's not some immutable, fixed. Okay. Under Wayfarer, we have Emperor, here called the Monarch. Looking a bit like Queen Victoria. You know, very formidable woman. She's walking a tiger. You know, she's powerful. Don't mess with me kind of energy. So we have Lovers, Two of Cups, Emperor, Ace of Cups. You know, it seems, despite the unusual imagery, to be speaking very much to relationship and love. And divine masculine energy. Maybe the divine masculine, he or she, or they, the action taker, is going to make this offer of Ace of Cups to their Two of Cups person, to the person that they think best complements them in energy. Clarifying Ace of Cups. Well, wasn't I just talking about it? The Justice card. And there are the scales and the Sword of Truth. And here we have the scales. And here we have the sword energy. But it's not a sword of truth. It's these all alternate truths, almost like a choice that leads to an alternate universe. You know, in sci-fi shows, they like sliding doors, maybe it is, that shows how the character's whole trajectory changes on the basis of one element changing. Tell us about the Two of Swords. This choice, like justice, an air sign choice. On Two of Swords, we have chance, which is Wheel of Fortune. And on Monarch, the Emperor, we have the World card, here called the Universe. And interestingly enough, on more than a few depictions of the World card, the central character is a hermaphrodite, has the characteristics of both sexes. And this one seems to as well. It's a reconciliation of those energies, male, female, you know, creating the whole, the yin yang, those complementary, balanced energies in balanced relationship with each other. So in this case, Two of Swords might even indicate in a way like a balance, like a weighing up, a consideration. And I think it might be that just a lot is at stake in this choice, because we have Wheel of Fortune here, you know, and it opens up one destiny or the other, one timeline or the other, something like that. On Wayfarer, which is also the Lover's card, Two of Pentacles. I mean, this is all about choice. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and in the original tarot decks, that Lover's card was called the Choice. Here it's called the Wayfarer. I like that it's kind of shaking up this almost stock reading. You know, you'll meet the tall, dark, and handsome man, and maybe you will, or a woman. But it's nice to see it. Okay, on Two of Cups, we have King of Pentacles. Yeah, really, of all the cards here, the only one that isn't clearly female is the World card, the hermaphrodite. There's King of Pentacles is a caretaking present individual who's just grounded, who's authentic, and who's there, all of them Pentacles attributes. Can be somebody with a lot of resources. But that speaks to stability here. This Two of Cups, you know, this is considered a life partner, somebody who can go the distance. Pentacles speak to time and stability. And on Eight of Wands, we have Ace of Pentacles. This is a conversation about a new opportunity, something real, something viable. You know, the seed, you can propagate the entire crop. It's an opportunity for a new way of being. It's a chance at new life. That's what the conversation's going to be about. And I think the conversation will be the thing that gives this relationship a chance. We saw actual, yeah, a chance. I mean, I said it before reference this card. But yeah, the conversation will have something tangible that indicates this could be a beginning, a solid foundation. And who could pull that off? This individual. And truly, this individual. They might be the same person. Okay, tell us about the choice, please. Because choice is just all over this. And it's a choice to take charge of, don't leave it all to chance. Your destiny is in some ways in your hands. Monarch energy, emperor energy. But balance, balance, decision, decision. Seven of Wands. Well, Seven of Wands often has the implication of defensiveness, and that's it here. This sort of circle of protection. Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands. Well, it could be somebody standing up for something in this conversation, standing up for themselves, like setting a boundary. Because it does reference the conversation, the Eight of Wands. And maybe in a way like before we even start talking in the 7 period, not the 8 period of the actual conversation, we're going to have some boundaries here. I mean, it won't be we'll talk about everything all at once. And there may be things that one or the other or both parties just don't want to address right now. On Seven of Wands, we have Five of Swords. I mean, there might have been a considerable argument or hurt or, and I'm noticing 3 in the hand and 2 left out, like this too. Wheel of Fortune, in general, indicates it may be chance, but in a way it's more like your karmic destiny. It's what was it Einstein said, that the universe doesn't roll dice? There was some sort of, it looks to me like a conflict, maybe. I'm hearing conflict of interest. So, there may be boundaries that are set up because of that. That's interesting. 10 of Cups. That's like sort of full spectrum love. That's everybody just, you can see them steeped, swimming in it. And the enormous cup at the center, right? It's almost like the universal love, something like that. It's a 10 of Cups, and Wheel of Fortune or chance is a 10 as well. I mean, if this is a turn of good fortune, I'd say. But how do we get from defensive? Because 5 of Swords can also be defensive. It's the expectation that we're going to hurt each other. That our words, or the way we think is going to be damaging to the other person. Really in direct opposition to 8 of Wands, which is warm, heartfelt communication. Okay. So it almost looks like there's a choice between fighting and, sort of make love, not war. You can fight or you can connect. You can be guarded or you can be fully vulnerable and open to this connection. And this is kind of the guarded, I have my boundaries. So, in the past, this relationship may have been fraught. Okay, tell me about the Ten of Cups, please. We do have Lovers here in the Wayfarer, and Ace of Cups, and Justice. And Two of Cups. I got a real feeling of restlessness there. 10 of Wands. Another 10. The closing out of a cycle. Putting a burden down. And there's one behind it here. 2 of Wands. Another card of choice. Which direction, where am I drawn to? What does my intuition tell me about this decision I need to make? Then we have 10 of Wands putting down the burden, and the next one out was Ace of Wands. So this is completing a cycle to begin another. Finding a new direction once you're relieved of these responsibilities or burdens. Suddenly a lot of Wands energy. Two of Wands, what am I drawn to? And that need to put down the old ways, the old patterns, the old, the stuff that's no longer useful. We have Freedom, which is the Chariot. I like that because Chariot is fast forward movement. On the level of, not just everyday life. It changes something to its core. It's a major arcana card. It's a big deal. It can also mean victory. It can mean moving quickly, either towards something or away from something, which I'd never considered until I heard another tarot reader suggest that. And I think it's true, because if it's freedom to come or go. Whatever it is you feel, water energy, it's a card of Cancer. Wherever your feelings kind of pull on you. 9 of Cups. It's another water energy. It's toward what makes you happy. A dream come true energy. And she does. She looks very happy. She, they. And that's almost to 10 of Cups, which we have here on the board. So I'd say things are moving rather rapidly because somebody has managed to perhaps reconcile what used to be different feelings, opposed feelings, but all this balance comes in. I love it. I can hear myself yodel sometimes. And I'm trying to speak up because, I've gotten some messages about that. Okay. 3 of Swords. Those are really opposing energies. Well, remember I said Chariot could be coming or going? It's kind of like, which way do you want to go? Toward your heartbreak or toward your happiness? I don't think it's always so obvious which is which. I mean, I think sometimes we go right for this. We think we're going for the dream come true. there's that feeling of love and, having your cups filled by something. And it ends up being a heartbreaker. But I really think it's the freedom chariot to go toward happiness or heartbreak. And I'm not sure you can really, not sure that these two are mutually exclusive, and moreover that you can't, I don't think you can have this, explore these multitude of connections without the possibility of getting hurt. It's accepting that duality of chariot, of these apparently opposite feelings. You really only are hurt that way by a situation that involves a lot of love. If you're indifferent to it, you don't give a, what happens. This is where somebody cared. Moon energy, another card of Cancer, card of the divine feminine. So we have a complementary masculine feminine on the board, plus that kind of hermaphrodite universe character. I just think that looks like and one leg is tattooed and one leg isn't. It's some sort of opposites being reconciled, being made whole. This idea of moon. Where does moon go? Just down here. Okay. Moon is coming under the monarch card, the emperor card, which is interesting. Divine masculine, kind of informed by this divine feminine energy of receptivity. This is the I'll go do it in the world. I run the show. But this is, I'm receptive. And my water energy, my feelings are fluid. How the moon pulls on the tides. And it's also a card of the subconscious. This is very much of the conscious, the ego aspect. And this is almost like collective unconscious, but it is divine feminine energy of intuition and insight and foresight. It's the mystic. The other guy kind of rules the secular world. High priestess. I mean, these are, this person is very spiritual. And here it's like she has the crescent moon and the antlers, which were in some mythological symbologies, systems of symbolism, denoted the moon, the crescent moon, the antlers. Okay. A lot of major arcana here. The universe, the card of wholeness, a divine masculine in the monarch, that's Aries. This can be Capricorn in the universe. And the moon card is Cancer. Can be Pisces, Scorpio. High priestess, Cancer. Maybe a little Pisces, a little Virgo. Everybody's an amalgam. If you look at your birth chart, all the signs are somewhere. Like we're all compounds. I don't quite know what that means in terms of this reading. Well, except when you talk about male and female in a blend. Compounds. And these decisions somehow are similarly, I mean, in the decisions, it's this or that. In the world card called the universe, it's this and that. Okay. Give us just one more on the overall energy, because this is so big. You know, whatever's going on here, it is there's so much, you know, there's the everyday life, the Pentacles energy. And then there are these archetypes that kind of speak to everyday life, help us understand everyday life in these sort of raw energies of that all of us share, the stories that are common to cross-culturally and everywhere. This is the in 3D aspect. You know, minor arcana, everyday life. Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Ace of Swords, Two of Swords. I thought we had the Ace of Wands as well. A lot of cycle energy. You know, Ten of Cups. Ten of Wands. And the Moon, which is all about the cycles. You know, the Moon is continually changing. The Sun predictably comes up, and goes down. The Moon, depending on where the Sun is, it's more a card of relationship. It waxes and wanes. It ebbs and it flows, as feelings do. Anything else? One more. Five of Wands. You know, there's some kind of, I think there may be another there. Yes, there is. Six of Pentacles. Five of Wands is a struggle, is trying to work something out. And in this case, it almost looks like, as it often does, a balancing act. Usually it has a bunch of people kind of, you know, vying for things. And sometimes they're stacked up kind of like pickup sticks. But here it's just, it's a dynamic. And the business of the balancing up that we've been seeing through this whole reading, this needs to change. It's a 5 card. You can't stay in this kind of, you know, on or off the bus is in some ways where the reading is leaning. Because you have to pick a direction toward pain or pleasure. 9 of Cups, 3 of Cups. You know, pick a direction. You're at the crossroads. Do it. You know, you understand enough to make this decision. Yeah, and 6 of Pentacles. So if 5 of Wands is that card of sort of working it out and struggle, this is a card that, again, speaks to balance. Equal partnership, equal investment, equal time being put into something. You know, it's a grounded energy. It's kind of like setting your flag, or, you know, saying, here I am, but willing to give. It's another card of, on traditional Rider-Waite, it shows the person dispensing the coins to 2 people in need. But he has, the person dispensing the coins has a scale. So it really is, it's just balance, balance, balance. And I think anything less than that leads to, I mean, these are inevitable anyway, but they're almost guaranteed when you're out of balance. You know, there's hurt, there's struggle. And yes, there's struggle at every turn. You know, there are things to work out. But we have the choice to unburden ourselves and pick another path. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, Ten of Wands. A new direction. Wands are directional. This person is looking over their shoulder, as if once we pass through this portal, it's a bit of a point of no return, because we're letting go of so much, so that we can kind of start from scratch, in a sense. And here is the scratch. You know, this is something tangible. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. There's this natural progression through time, a kind of growth that's inevitable, you know, right into wholeness. The universal element of, you know, the oneness of us all. It's a bit of a, you know, ethereal read, but I don't think a balance can ever be underestimated. And the importance of choosing wisely all the cards of choice, including Wayfarer Lovers. And, you know, the one thing I can say about the Wayfarer card is we do have all these cards of direction, you know, of crossroads, of, here we go, crossroads and choice. You know, which path is it going to be? Because I think in a lover's situation, it does involve choice. It does, you know, all our connections involve choice, and what are we going to invest in? But those big relationships, these major arcana relationships, deserve our attention, because the ramifications are far-reaching beyond everyday life. And they have a kind of ripple effect into the ether, into the universe. We're connected to that for sure. On the board, we have Gemini in Wayfarer / Lovers. We have, who else do we have here? Justice is Libra. High Priestess is Cancer, Pisces. Moon card is Cancer. World card or universe can be Capricorn. And I think that's all the majors. We have Two of Cups. We have Lovers. We have masculine, divine feminine. Intuition, you know, the mystical and the secular. I mean, we've really covered all the bases here. So this conversation, I keep thinking I'm done, and I have a little more. This conversation, you know, it may be a seed to grow the bigger thing, but this is a seed that's like bursting with potential and with energy. It's almost like the Big Bang. The Big Bang. Thank you guys. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. That's pretty important. And I keep gaining subscribers and then losing, you know, we've got some kind of changing of the guards here, which is fine, but please get on board if you feel like that's this channel is something you resonate with. And I also wanted to mention one of the subscribers suggested I start a wish list. because I've got to think about getting mics again and improving the lighting, which is kind of bogus, and so I might consider doing that. I don't quite know how I do that, but that might be a way for you to contribute to the channel without signing up. There's no cost to subscribing. And if you want to join and be a member, you can join and unjoin. So it's all like nobody's trying to nail anybody down. But I could really use your help. And I'll talk to you next time.